Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest edition of Read TFOS, where I take old stories I've narrated and update them to modern audio standards. This particular story is called The Ethics Officer, written by Endarius. Log 1 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker, reporting to the Jovan freighter Eater of Worlds. Feck this. Look, I know this is my first assignment, and I know that these logs are transmitted back to the Academy and make part of the public record. But let me make this clear. Feck, this fecking feck of a ship. This morning I was dropped off by a shuttle to the Eater of Worlds, after a perfunctory introduction to the Jovan captain. I suppose that's to be expected from a giant snake aliens. I was escorted to my human habitation module, the same module that my predecessor had occupied. Still occupied, actually. Her bloated, festering corpse was drifting unsecured, having been further battered by every hygiene maneuver this rust bucket had performed the last few weeks. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, sure, the murderer and previous captain had been detained and digitized, but couldn't the crew at least clean up after his mess? I get it. I'm new, and sure I lack experience, but seriously, this is feeling less like a rookie job and more like a death sentence. I mean, what kind of people name the simple freighter Eater of Worlds? Log 2 of Ethics Officer Mark Barker, reporting to the Jovan freighter Eater of Worlds. I learned a few valuable things today. 1. The Jovan haven't invented cleaning lasers, or sponges, or even fecking towels. They just ingest whatever mess they come across. Gross. I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky that it's against protocol to ingest human remains. I have no idea how to clean up this mess. 2. The Jovans never developed a sense of smell. This also explains quite a few mysteries of this fecking ship. 3. Don't use the Jovan's water supply for any reason. Ever. Log 3 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker, reporting to Jovan freighter Eater of Worlds. I believe today's relevant conversation went something like this. No, Captain, we can't eat the passengers. Yes, Captain, they'll notice if a few of their smaller ones go missing. No, Captain, even though they're in cryosleep, they still retain all rights of sentient beings. No, Captain, even if you offer me some, I won't change my mind. Log 4 of the Ethics Officer Matt Barker, reporting to the Jovan freighter Eater of Worlds. Jesus Christ, the Academy wasn't kidding. These sods really don't have a clue. Turns out that my captain was freshly hatched. Clearly the Jovan's neural indoctrination had picked up somewhere, as he seemed to only have the vaguest notions of why I was here. I told him the short version. Let me know if I got it right. Before humanity entered the galactic stage, the spacefaring alien community was a colossal cosmic clusterfuck. The myriad of alien creatures were constantly and violently bumping into each other like superheated gases. Much like superheated gas, there were endless explosions, some literal, some on a societal and genocidal scale. Turns out that while the whole alien life was talented and good at many things, warfare, tech, opera, the myriads of desperate worldviews were nigh impossible to reconcile. Basic empathy was one of the more rare elements in the galaxy. You wouldn't know, empathy was humanity's only valuable commodity. After we brokered a few dozen peace treaties and trade agreements, most aliens realized it was much more profitable to not blow each other up, most of the time. Before long, it became interstellar law to have a human aboard every ship in the cosmos to facilitate this new Pax Galactica. Humans would be safely harbored and well paid by their hosts, and in turn the humans would prevent intergalactic bedlam. The Academy was created to train us ethics officers as best they could, and here I am. Here I am to tell Captain Feckwood to stop frying the atmosphere of uninhabited worlds, and I quote, because I enjoy the purple fires. It's like I'm babysitting psychopathic 3-year-olds. Psychopathic 3-year-olds that are also giant snake people. Psychopathic 3-year-old giant snake people that are in command of hyper-advanced quantum technology. God damn it. Log 5 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker, reporting to the Jovan freighter Eater of Worlds. I regret to inform you that my idiot captain destroyed a Carplaxian colony on Yunta 7. I was taking a very essential nap after having presided over the entire mining operation. You have to actually go with these Jovans when they set down planetside and constantly remind them not to do the damnedest shit. 3 times I had to remind the miners not to use the atomic excavators as this planet was already inhabited. And most races didn't appreciate lethal levels of fallout in their morning coffee. So, of course, when I wake up the next day and play over the departure logs, what do I find? As soon as the Eater of Worlds was safely in orbit, we launched a volley of torpedoes at the mining site. The resulting explosion was sufficient enough to crack the surface's crust and cause a 300-meter tidal wave that happened to scour the Carplaxian colony from the surface. Pretty sure they all died. Can't say for certain, as we didn't stick around. When he asked the captain why he did it, he simply responded, and I quote, "We didn't want anyone else to mine there. It would lower the value of our cargo." When I asked why he had waited to launch the torpedoes, he simply said /hissed, "Because you were asleep." Log 6 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to the Jovan freighter, Eater of Worlds. Please disseminate this message to all vessels that plan to visit Ventaris 2. Just don't go there. Not worth it anymore. Trust me. Log 7 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to the Jovan freighter, Eater of Worlds. Addendum to Log 6. Don't go to Ventaris 3 either. Log 8 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to Jovan freighter, Eater of Worlds. Look, I understand that some of the races are skittish about allowing their ethics officer to be armed, but this morning would have been a hell of a lot easier if I had a damn gun. We were docking at some backwater spaceport when we happened upon a cold assault frigate. Now I would have known that it was a cold vessel right away if their ethics officer wasn't getting drunk at a local dive bar, and as I was, I just didn't recognize the design. So as we approached the dock at high speed, I definitely wasn't thinking of the first Cold Massacre, or the second Cold Massacre, or the infamous tennis incident on Cold Prime. If I had, I'd be able to anticipate it when the captain let out a hideous shriek and ordered the Eater of Worlds to ram the cold vessel. Of course, as soon as my translator kicked in, I tried reasoning with him, but the damn snake wouldn't listen. I finally got the bastard in the haddock and tried countermanding his order, but the crew seemed to be in as much of a frenzy as the captain. Before I could kill the main engines and reactivate the automatic collision avoidance thrusters, I had to physically reach into the captain's mouth to rip out tongues until the bastard went limp. Sure, a few decks were smashed and some passengers were vented into space, but as a whole, I think the situation was salvaged nicely. The captain's tongue should regenerate in a few cycles. I just hope this doesn't cause him to develop any homicidal notions like his predecessor. Oh yeah, if you can get me a fecking gun so I don't have to rely upon my novice wrestling ability, that would be swell. Log 9 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to Jovan freighter, Eater of Worlds. Few things. 1, thanks for the gun. 2, I shot the captain in the face today. Don't worry, he totally deserved it. Log 10 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to Jovan freighter, Eater of Worlds. So, whoever reads this, please send a rescue vessel to pick me up. Coordinates attached. I'm the human in the rescue pod drifting very slowly towards a large and ominous gas giant. Earlier today, I enacted a self-destruct on the Eater of Worlds after the crew became all murdery. Fun fact, apparently every century or so the Jovans observe some archaic religious rite of cleansing wherein they all try to fucking eat each other. It's all in good fun though, because it culls the population, shows which individuals deserve to be cloned for the next reproduction cycle, and is altogether exhilarating. That's how the Jovan chief engineer put it anyway, as he was trying to swallow my fucking arm. So just make a note that for all ethics officers aboard Jovan vessels, and make sure engineering fortifies your human habitation modules. That will probably do the trick, as a cleansing rite only lasts a few weeks. There was no way in hell I was going to wait it out. And I suppose altogether that the Eater of Worlds wasn't that bad for a first assignment. Pretty sure the Jovans are just generally unpleasant lot. I'm rather looking forward to my next assignment. Log 1 of Ethics Officer Matt Barker reporting to the Ricarian Destroyer, Affection Everlasting. God fucking damn it! End of story. I would like to thank our T5 members and patrons, Casper Arnholtz, John Creighton, Vidmori, 050, Dragzoon WRE, and Elijah Silvercross. Thank you very much.